Hey guys, Artosis here, bringing you the loser bracket finals. That's the second last match in the Asian Championships for BSL Season 15. It's been quite a pleasure watching these Chinese players battle it out and see who really is the best from that region. And yeah, this is getting a little bit exciting, right? We have two Zergs left and ZhanHun down here in the bottom right of Butter. ZhanHun, of course, making a breakout appearance in BSL Season 15. Really interesting Protoss player. A lot of fun to watch this guy. Very good at macro, very good at cheese, which is a deadly combination for a Protoss player. Now, his opponent here, XiaoShuai, he just lost to Dugu in that winner's bracket, but seems to be a pretty deadly Zerg in this matchup. Now, we'll see how ZhanHun wants to handle him. A lot of the times I feel like I'm watching the Zerg player to see what they want to do, but ZhanHun has mixed in enough crazy aggression even against Zerg that I almost feel like he could be the one to dictate this here. So, as I mentioned, right, like we are right at the very end of this tournament. Hope that you guys did enjoy it. It definitely, it was a lot of games that we've casted, but not too many left over here. Do let me know in the comments what you think about seeing some of these other scenes. I think always I'll mix in a little bit, but maybe not as heavily as we've seen here. All right, so we have, it looks like just a pool first here. Overpool from XiaoShuai, so a pretty normal opener. That was actually standard in Zerg vs. Protoss for quite some time. Hatch first has become a little bit more popular, but honestly, against ZhanHun, you may want to play like this since he's done so many sneaky cannon rushes and things like that. It is a gateway expansion opener from ZhanHun, though, so he'll be making some Zealots right off the bat and then going for an expansion. Of course, with the Overpool, you're not too afraid of those Zealots. You're going to be able to field the amount of Zerglings that you really need to take them down. Overlord coming down. We'll, of course, see any Zealot trying to leave that base as well. And ZhanHun coming back out. So it looks like he does want to go ahead and make a Nexus really quickly here off of one single Zealot. Wow, that's kind of interesting. In fact, he's not even moving out with it. He hasn't scouted really at all. Yeah, that's a little bit fascinating, isn't it? He's going to pull the Zealot back with the probe, I think, to hold position here so no Lings can get past while he makes another Zealot as well. So, I mean, that's pretty safe. No pressure being put on, which isn't as common. But with these gateway expansions, sometimes you can get the tech up a lot quicker than the Forge Fast expansions. In the meantime, this Overpool has gone into 3 hatcheries at 3 different bases for XiaoShuai. Not a big surprise there. A couple Lings come up to harass that gateway. And the Zealot will be popping out and chasing those away. ZhanHun running back to his choke. Definitely doesn't want to let the Lings in. Not that they're going to scout anything, because there's really nothing to scout. But the fact that they can harass the probes is really annoying. Oh, and he goes up to get this probe and does not quite get it. Nice pull away there from ZhanHun. One Ling does end up getting in, and this will be minorly annoying, but I don't expect him to lose another probe, to be honest. You'd be surprised how quickly a Zergling can kill a probe, though. So anything is possible here. A Forge going up. ZhanHun finally going to send a probe out, so yeah, that's kind of an interesting opener, right? Like, he didn't really scout. He doesn't really have any idea what's going on. Just makes Zealots, sits at home, and then goes into Forge. I wonder what this is better against than just going Forge first. Not entirely sure, but I guess you get overall a higher Zealot count, so maybe that's going to help in the mid-game a little bit. You know, a lot of times when Protoss has hit like 4 to 5 Zealots, they really like to walk out across the map because that starts to get to the mass where you actually have to have a lot of Zerglings to deal with it. Now, looking at XiaoShuai, he does have the layer almost halfway done. The probe did see the layer being made as well. We have Zergling speed on the way. A little group of Zerglings over on the side here. Cannon has been started for ZhanHun, who is going to have that 5th Zealot very, very soon. So I think we will see a move out at that 5. And of course, that lines up with the cannon reasonably well. Also, you do not want Lings just running in past you at that point. Quite a few Lings actually made at home here as well. I think he's getting ready for this little bit of Zealot pressure that is expected. +1 getting started. There's the Stargate. And as that cannon finishes up, let's see if ZhanHun is going to go ahead and move out here. No? All right. All right. Well, I mean, I guess his probe is getting decent intel. Like, he sees how many lings are out. Maybe he feels like, I'm just going to lose those zealots. There's enough lings at this point that he can't really catch him off guard or anything like that. But ZhanHun just sits tight. A lot of drones being made at the same time as this spire for XiaoShuai. Should be adding another hatchery or two relatively soon here as well. We'll see if he actually ends up going into Mutalisks. Honestly, one of the more passive games I've seen from either of these players. We've seen a lot of attacking from XiaoShuai. We've seen a lot of crazy aggression out of ZhanHun, and really none of that so far. Very defensive, laid-back strategies. Now, the probe finally did get picked off as Zergling speed finishes, so that alerts ZhanHun that Zergling speed is in fact done. There's a fair amount of Zerglings coming down across the map, so moving out at this point, definitely not looking like a great choice. With the one cannon, you would definitely have to fill up all the holes in your wall if you wanted to have any chance of not being killed in a counterattack. Now, Zealot legs are being made. There's a second gateway. That +1, a little over halfway done. Two groups of lings here out on the sides. We have those additional hatcheries, evolution chamber as well, and there's the Hydralisk Den finally. Now, there is a second gas coming up and just a handful of Scourge. One Muta gets started. We don't know if he's going to be going for more than that. Sometimes you see very tricky plays where, like, you might make a very tiny amount of mutas and make Protoss kind of, like, over-counter them. So we will see about that. We have a cannon going up here. This is primarily to protect the Corsairs. And only one cannon here as well. So, ZhanHun being, like, playing right on the edge of safety, right? If mass Mutalisk came in here with a fair amount of Scourge, like 6 Scourge or something, it would be hard for the one cannon to end up holding everything here with the Corsairs, right? Because as soon as you get enough mutas to kill this, the Scourge can just kind of chase these away. And where do they go? This is the only other cannon that they could retreat to. Now, there are a few more mutas being made, but also Hydralisks at the same time. Not something I would expect here. A lot of times you see just one, then a little bit of powering into the other. +1 air attack still being made. These Zealots running across the map. Legs are done as well as +1. So these are actually going to give some pretty good intel. The Muta's chasing down the Zealots, and these ones going to be able to pick off Hydralisk at least. The Zealots coming in from the side now. These running into the natural. And, well, there's a lot of units here. So it looks like those ones will be cleaned up pretty quickly. Some great drone drilling here from XiaoShuai. And he should be able to hold that as well. But no, these Zealots actually doing a reasonable job. No real static D here to put additional damage on. Killing 3-4 drones already. The Mutas will be able to pick these off. But I would say that overall, this Zealot attack did end up doing a pretty good job. It reduced the army count of XiaoShuai reasonably well. Got a few drones. Yeah, look at that. 28 to 48. That's a gigantic difference as far as workers go, even in this matchup. So some more cannons being made. I think ZhanHun realized he doesn't really have a lot left after spending all of those Zealots. He does have a good amount of Corsairs still, though. They definitely can destroy these Mutas. Only a single cannon here. Let's see what the Mutas are going to do. Is he going to try to dive? Looks like he feels like he just barely doesn't have enough. Like it seems like he's thinking about it, but it doesn't seem right. And I would definitely agree with him. I think that with the 4 Scourge, like even if the 4 Scourge hit basically perfectly, still ZhanHun should be able to just clear all this and have Corsairs left over. Now Storm is almost done, as well as that +1 Zealot armor, which is ground armor, I guess. Some more gates coming up. So we are about to have 6 gates here, 1 here, 7 gate total. Now, when you see only 7 gates, a lot of times that means the third base is going to be a little bit quicker, because you can support 8 gates on 2 base. But skipping that additional gate, you know, as soon as you don't buy a gate and don't buy like 2 units out of it, that's an extra 400 minerals, right? So we probably will see a pretty quick additional base. Now, looking over at XiaoShuai's base, he is just on 5 Hatchery Hydra right now. +1 attack on the way. Zealots moving out. Has to be careful here, though. This is a big mass of Hydras that is coming down the map. Runs back to his cannons. Has some Psy Storms in here. 2 Storms totally ready. The rally point outside. Ooh, might end up losing this. Oh, it just barely gets it back. That +1 armor actually not quite done here. Might end up losing it. Let's see if he tries to save it with some Psy Storms. No, looks like he will just give it up. That is a little bit painful. The +1 armor so trendy right now in PvZ. Everyone really loves grabbing that quickly. So definitely painful. The rally points being a little bit punishing here for ZhanHun. Taking a bit of damage on those Zealots. Throws down a Storm, and now finally coming out, feeling like he has enough Zealots here to push us back. XiaoShuai agrees and starts running the Hydras back across the map. In the meantime, the Corsairs trying to get some harassment damage done. Almost supply capped here at XiaoShuai. He is down quite a bit supply-wise. Don't forget, Zerg supply is worth a bit more than Protoss supply. Hydras only cost 1 supply, and Zerglings half a supply, whereas the whole ground army, right, is 2 supply apiece here for Protoss. Now the Corsairs pick off an Overlord. Very nice, very annoying. Huge amount of Zealots. High Templars are walking up. There's nothing in the map right now to try to pick those off. Obviously, you can't go Mutas because the Corsair count is very, very healthy. And look at this huge supply block. 82 of 61. That is going to be kind of hard to deal with. He has to make a lot of Overlords right now. In the meantime, we have some great upgrades coming in right now for ZhanHun. He's got that +1 armor started again. As well as Dragoon Range and Kadarian Amulet for those High Templars. So really getting into that late mid-game tech that he needs. Now, the Zealots come up and are actually... Oh my god, this is a massacre. Did you see that? Storms the Overlords and picks them off. 59-37. No way you can hold on here. He'll kill all the buildings. GG. ZhanHun wins game 1 in a dominating fashion.